Hi there guys, and welcome to another Train Sim 2019 video. I'm sorry there's been a little bit of a break. I had a disastrous recording session, not last week, the week before, and then, last week, I didn't get a chance to do any recording the week before just because we were very busy with another thing. So, first video out, I had to make a bit of a pacer, and I thought, why not show off Major Wells Design's new 142 livery as well as Average TD's North East England scenario pack that's available on ats.com. or AlanThompsonSim.com. I should stop calling it ATS when I do videos. And also, this is on the new DPS North East England route. So it's like a triple whammy of quite cool things in my eyes. Not that I find a pacer cool. There'll be a lot of people going, I called a pacer cool. I'm like, yeah. I don't mind them. They did what they were meant to do. I think they're done now, but they did what they were meant to do. Right, let's get going with this. Good morning, driving. First things first, open the doors here. Your train departure time of 11:05 and your booked arrival time will be Dinsdale, Teesside Airport, Hallands West, Eagles Cliff, Stockton, Billingham, Seaton, Carew. And finally Hartlepool. You may be held outside Hartlepool due to a Middlesbrough-bound service crossing your path. Enjoy the drive. Okay then, excellent. Let's get this set up. Master key is in, get you into neutral, cancel your AWS. Now I think with Major Wells' new thing, we can go into day, and we're actually in day. We are! I like that a lot. Let's get our instrument lights on. Okay, another thing I just have to quickly set up is you. Assign you to a lever. Start callback. Yes. Don't want to do that. We'll do that. So we're good. Oh, he's also changed the bell key, the driver's guard buzzer, back to the B key, which I like. Listen to that power. So Average TD's scenario pack. So this is scenario pack 1, I think he's called it. And this was the exact sort of thing I wanted to see on the website. People doing these little packs, they're great. It's the 7 scenarios, and they're set between the months of July and August and September of 2016. So they're very, very cool. There is, 7 whole scenarios. The stock list is not even that massive, to be honest with you. So they should be pretty much available to everybody. And of course, these are available on AlanThompsonSim.com. So you can head on over and get those if you'd like them. One thing I do have to stress is that I've edited this slightly to use Major Wells's Northern pack, like the Northern reskin. So I'm not even sure if this was repainted by September 2016. It may have been, I don't know, and it's not the correct number either. It's me that has edited that. One thing I will say about Major Wells's pack is that the destinations haven't changed. I would like to have seen a Hartlepool, but there isn't one, so we've gone all instead. And funny enough, Ben was on stream Monday night. And we were talking about the bounciness of pacers. So he had a little experiment to see if he could make the pacer bounce. It didn't go well. If you look on his Facebook page, you'll see the pacer at an angle like this. Cool idea, though. Very cool idea. Dinsdale. Is that not one of the most northern sounding names you've ever heard of a place? Sounds like something out of Postman Pat. If you play the scenario without editing it yourself, you're playing this in a Blue Cab Northern Rail 142. Did you see that? 142. I'm hoping he's fixed the brakes as well. I'm pretty sure he has by the looks of it so far. Okay. Maybe not. This is one of the packs that I would love to see AP go back and redo. I think this was this their first actual loco? Well, loco, you know what I mean? Bit of actual drivable rolling stock. I've got some milk bottles on my lampposts. What are they about? Oh no! Why are they there? I apologise, Darren. Don't know what they are though. Speakers or something? Like PA system speakers, I would guess. You're not giving me a buzz because I went out the cab. Oh, and I've done it again. I went to do N because that's what I remember it being. And then B is back to the B key with the... What's B got to do with it, Al? Come on, mate. Hitting like every wrong key on the keyboard. So the Pacers themselves, some of them are due out by 2020, is that correct? So they've got limited time left, haven't they? And some people will be jumping for joy with that. I've got kind of mixed emotions about it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think the Pacer as a technical achievement was quite cool. As a technical idea was quite cool. So for those of you that don't know, it was a cross between the Research and Development Lab's high-speed freight vehicle, which is the chassis basically this is on, and then a Leyland National bus. And they just sort of mixed the two together and whacked an engine underneath it and created the Pacers, which realistically have lasted nigh on 30 years now. Some even a bit older than that. We had the 141, didn't we? They didn't. They went out of service early 2000s, maybe. For 142s and 143s, we still have plenty of. How did that make that happen? So the 142s themselves, there was 96 built. And they were introduced between 1985 and 1987. So the 141s were only introduced in 1984, so there's only sort of 2 years between them, really. So it says here, the description, the unit body is based on that of the original Leyland National bus, and many of its fixtures and fittings of the bus can be found on the units. That's pretty true, and I've come in way too fast. Maybe not, still quite a way to go. Each unit has a seating capacity of any number between 102 and 121 passengers per two-coach set. In theory, there should be 106 or 121 seats per unit. However, many units have had seats removed to provide additional space for wheelchair access. The same mechanical transmissions and engines were used as in the Class 141, and also the same double extending foldable door, external door. Has a fuel capacity of 125 gallons per coach. Those milk bottles are really annoying me. Rail squeal. Now this is always a favourite of the Pacers, isn't it? It's always a favourite thing. Everybody that talks about Pacers goes, yeah, but the flange squeal. For me, a little bit of flange squeal is lovely. Too much of it, and it drives me bonkers. Excessive flange squeal on tight curves has been a problem on many routes operated by 142s. It's caused by the long wheelbase and lack of bogies. The rough ride which can result and leading to the units being nicknamed, along with the related 143s, of nodding donkeys. The 142s were officially known as skippers when they were briefly allocated to Cornwall in the mid-1980s. They were transferred elsewhere and proved unsuitable for the sharply curved branch lines there. The class was upgraded in the early 1990s, all to carry a more powerful Cummins engine, the 230 brake horsepower, which equates to 460 brake horsepower per twin-car unit. And a voiced two-stage hydraulic transmission, starting with a torque converter, which switches to fluid coupling drive once the unit is up to 45 miles per hour. This has proven successful, though instances occurred, such as when Northern Rail unit derailed at Blackpool in Liverpool 2009. I think it's because one actual drive shaft fell down, it knocked into the back of the train and knocked it off the track, if I remember correctly. So they're originally fitted with Leyland TL11 6-cylinders of 205 horsepower. And it was originally a mechanical transmission. Jeez, These 142s, right, have operated on the following routes. Now, people want to moan about these things, but what they've done is pretty mad. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 8, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. So about, I've probably lost count at some point in there, about 60 different routes they've operated on. That's a lot. That is a lot. So the future, and this is just the wiki article, so don't take this as gospel at the moment at all. All 94 Class 142s will be withdrawn by December 2019 as they do not comply with the PRMTS or PMRTSI, which is the Persons of Reduced Mobility Train Specification of Technical Specification of Interoperability. But I think there was talk of some of them being refurbed, or that might have been the 144s or 143s. My loading stutter was looking a little bit odd there. So as a cardan shaft failure on 142045 led to an incident at Durham on the 10th of April 2011, injuring a member of the public with a piece of ballast kicked up from the detached shaft. So wow, there are like quite a few. I suppose there's a lot of them. There's a lot of incidents. And there's been many a question about their crashworthiness, which has always been an issue. It even says here that a Liberal Democrat MP for Southport has described the 142s as unsafe. However, the UK's government former Transport Secretary Jeff Hoon denied this claim, saying he would not accept any of its rolling stock was unsafe. At least it wasn't Grayling. He would have probably just agreed and replaced it with milk floats. Or given it to a train company with no trains. So what have we done now? I've done Eagles Cliff. Miles is from here to Hartlepool. Why can I not see that? Because I wasn't clicked on it. Oh, okay. Ready for some classic pace of squeal. I always find Eagles Cliff quite an odd station as well. I keep meaning to look at some pictures of it when it was probably in the 60s in its heyday. Take a look at my bus stars. They're the only ones I got. Na 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 na. See, there's your big issue. Is your step. Because that would be a very, very I'm sure that do they do it? Can you do a ramp from that? Because it'd be it'd have to be a long old ramp to stop it being super steep. I remember when this came out, being really impressed with it. I think all the switches work, if I remember rightly, in this. Heat screens definitely does. Cab heater does. Cab light does. Destination light does. Windscreen wash doesn't. And I love these very sort of very Leyland, actually. Is what they are. Very Leyland. You think of a British Leyland car, that on its side with a little knob on it, you've got it, really, haven't you? I think standing next to 142 the other day, and one thing I think this doesn't get across, so it does in a kind of way, is actually how spacious. It's quite spacious in the cab for 142. Take about a week to get to 75 though, wouldn't it? It's an enjoyable route, and actually it suits the Pacer. It suits the driving style of the Pacer. There's enough room to get a little bit of speed up, but then you're slowing down, stopping. I like it. And this is the second time I've done this scenario. I did this on stream Monday night. We wait a long time, mate. Don't think that train's left Hartlepool yet. The next one coming down that way. Yeah, the only reason I went for Hull on the front is because it basically said H. So it could be Huddersfield. And if it starts with H, I was happy with it. And they're the only two. And I like saying all. Billingham. Don't know much about Billingham. Never been. Never heard of it until I was driving this route, if I'm honest with you. Let's see if there's anything interesting in Billingham. Oh, there's Billingham bags. Billingham is a town in County Durham with a population of 35,000. Oh, ICI. Oh, that was nasty. I knew that bit was coming up as well. The companies that still make chemicals up there are part of the North East England Process Industry Cluster. An anhydrite mine. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. They store nuclear waste in it now. It created a public outcry that created a thing called Billingham Against Nuclear Dumping. I quite like Billingham. There we go. Chemicals, trains, nuclear waste. My kind of thing, really. This was the slightly broken signal, if I remember rightly. Somebody mentioned one around here, I'm sure of it. So you always have to kind of think about these sorts of strange, not even strange, but just towns you've never heard of. That quite interests me. I think that's part of why I like going on trains as well, especially doing routes I've never done before. Sort of pass through places you've never heard of. What do they do? Why do they exist? I like that sort of thing. I like history up until sort of the Industrial Revolution onwards. It's quite nice to trace a lot of towns' history back to the Industrial Revolution times, and you see where things... And a lot of those industries only really died out in the 70s and 80s. That were started even sometimes before the Industrial Revolution. And like the reuse of old industrial areas, I still find really fascinating. Like using an old mine to store chemical and nuclear waste. That's pretty cool in my opinion. As long as it's looked after. We need to put it somewhere. We've got Seaton. So I went to school with a guy whose surname was Carew, and that's how it was spelt. But then I probably wouldn't be saying it right. I always thought his name was a bit foreign. I have no idea where it came from, if I'm honest with you. Let's have a look there. It's a small seaside resort. Check that out, mate. Resort. Let's get a proper pace of departure. Better switch my tails on. I can't seem to. No, I'll have a read of the man. It's not that. Oh, it's the fan. What is the magic here? I won't lie, that noise did give me a little bit. I was like, no, what's that? What is that noise? And it was the fan. Right. So Seaton Carew is a small seaside resort town of Hartlepool, northeast England, with a population of 6,000. It's named after the Norman French family, they were Carew, yeah, who owned the land in the area. Oh, it had an electric tramway. That's cool. There was a zinc works and a zinc smelter owned by the Central Zinc Company. The company imported zinc concentrates, tailings from the froth flotation process produced at Broken Hill. In Australia. Wow. The mineral was then roasted to produce zinc. Loved a chemical up here, didn't we? Wow, so there was an airbase, an RFC RAF airstrip there. And there was a load of Zeppelins that went to try and bomb Hartlepool. And some old mate in a B-2C biplane went up and chased him and fired him in occasionally. See, the tide of water, that sort of thing makes me die, doesn't it? How the hell does 4 Zeppelins escape? It's not like they were like running away. It's like slow motion running, isn't it? But he did manage to knock it down. All the crew lost their lives. Flames were seen as far away as Melton Mowbray. Oh, it was where matey boy who said he was dead when he wasn't dead said he'd gone from. So this is the story of the guy, John Darwin, who everybody thought was dead. He went out in his canoe and never returned, but actually got off to Panama somewhere, hadn't he, and then handed himself into the police. But it says here that local prankster erected a roadside near the railway station on Seaton Lane saying, "Welcome to Seaton Canoe, twinned with Panama." I like the people of Seaton Carew. You've got a bit of a sense of humour. That's better. South of Seaton Channel was Hartlepool's nuclear power station. And Able have got another ship dismantling place up there, have they? Well, that's quite cool. Here's this north of England process industry cluster. I love that. Oh, the bus station's cool. Really Art Deco, a real big Art Deco clock tower and everything. Many noticeable people. So yeah, welcome to History with Alan. That's red. Why has that stopped my engine? No. I can reverse, it's not that bad. That's what you get for running. Did I hit Z instead of X? What's that? I've broken it. I didn't actually break it. Only one spad in this video. So I think that's is that a prison if I remember rightly? Over that side. Come on. You get out of it. Whew. Whew. Thought I was in trouble there. Oh, what lifeboat does a Hartlepool have? What doesn't say there? Should have given me the green now. Yes. But we would have gone backwards. See, people go, they've got thrash. To me, it's like a broken hairdryer. Doesn't sound like it should make that noise, does it? I was really hoping for a video where I didn't spad or make a mistake. Well, I say mistake. I meant spad, really. Mistakes are there to be made. Like doing 29 in a 20. All right, then, guys. Thank you very much for joining me on that journey. I do apologise about the spat at the end there, but, you know, it happens. It happens more than often with me. Thank you very much for joining me. So, heading over to Twitch on a Sunday and Wednesday evening from 7 PM for a bit more of an adult-themed chat about trains. Think about it as sitting around a pub table having a discussion about trains. It can be a bit crass, it can be a bit rude. Well, it is, both of those, but it's quite good fun at the same time. Also, heading over to AlanThompsonSimulation.com for all the latest and greatest from the freeware community, as well as some payware developers. Also, keep an eye out on the website for payware developers, discounts, things like that. And the subscription stuff is also there. So once again, guys, thanks ever so much. And I'll catch you next time.